All right. You know, there's a there's something you should always be looking for, and that's the most power that you can get from whatever you're doing. But the most power comes from telling the truth. I am very serious when I say this. I've always wanted my school to be one stop. Sign up, pay your money, and you could roll. That type of situation. I didn't know if I needed to do it, let's say in a PowerPoint type presentation, or a straight ahead active learning system. So I racked my brain on what to do. Should I add audio here? Should I do this or should I do that? I mean, this went on for a lot of months. And I almost went under until this past summer. This summer, I found out about thinkific.com. Now, that's a hosting type site for educational groups. And you met Jonathan, I think, on my last little stream, but with his help, I figured out almost everything about it. Now, it just turned out to be exactly what I needed, exactly what I wanted. Now, the reason I'm telling you all this is because none of this would have happened. None of it would have happened for me if if I didn't fucking have this severe doubt that I have to endure from time to time. I mean, you guys hear me say, a lot about being honest and being real with yourself. I'm a firm believer, a very firm believer in the fact that doubt is one of my best driving forces in my life. My only rival in my life are my thoughts. They're the only things that can make me change directions once I've decided to do something. Now, when you're thinking about a rival, you want it to be some kind of super being or some kind of something capable of, seeking or achieving great feats. Or at least, I like to think this. But my rival is even greater than that. My rival in my life is the thought of not doing enough to get what I want. That drives me every day. I have to be able to get whatever it is I want. Now, my biggest rival to date is the thought of not taking Sidewalk University as far as I can. I didn't have, nor did I want, a team of dudes in my car all believing the same shit. Instead, I rode alone and I thought of the things that I wanted to do in this amazing life that I chose. And I'm telling you, I figured out, after I thought about it, I figured out how to do it or how to get it. There's big rewards waiting on you if you're committed to getting things instead of wanting them. One major focus at Sidewalk University is to show you how to get what you want. The benefits of being a disciplined person don't show up immediately. It doesn't. But neither does the progress in when you're trying to gain your confidence. It doesn't come immediately. It doesn't come overnight. So, the one thing I've noticed most of you haven't done is fully commit to this alpha way of life. Yeah, I mean, I know you guys kind of confused, and it's hard to commit, especially when you're committed to rapping and whatever else generates money for you guys. The greatest determining factor in your fucking success as a confident man is your commitment to being confident. Only in this computer generation do you find motherfuckers so insecure that they gotta claim they pimps and rappers at the same time. You motherfuckers don't want to accept it, but you're the ones who need to choose, not the bitches. A lot of you motherfuckers probably don't know it. You probably don't know this about me. But mostly why I do what I do is because I'm a humanitarian. Some of you simply won't believe it. But I am. That's why I keep kicking this real game to you motherfuckers. I believe in being as good of a human as I can, and a person who seeks, and I'm a person who seeks to promote human welfare. You know, sort of like a philanthropist. But since I don't have no money, I can't be a philanthropist. I also believe that I should receive all the goddamn benefits from thinking this damn way. I mean, why think this way if you can't benefit from how you think? That's just me. I think that way. I gotta benefit. My pimp just choked me with both hands while the cigarette was dangling in his mouth the whole time. I hope I feel better. Jesus Christ. Go ahead on. Pimp made Montana right on. Any motherfucking way. But the reason I say that I'm a humanitarian are many, but the other day, a brother who had just got out of the joint doing a couple of years called in. Actually, he didn't call me, he texted me and told me that he had bought my confidence course before he went in, and he wanted a discount because he lost it somehow while he was locked up, and he wanted to buy it again because it was dope. Now, he felt the confidence I was speaking of was on hit. So I asked him, goddamn, man, why you didn't, deal with it so you wouldn't even be in jail? And he gave me a long story. And we kicked it, if that's the case, a few minutes. But when he told me his last name, I remembered it because it was unusual. And I told him to send me his email address, and I would hook him up for free. Now, he sent me his address, and when I started putting the shit together, I thought about it and decided I would give him, he only had bought parts 1 and 2. I decided to give him the whole course, the 2019 version. So I blessed him, since he had just got out. No, I didn't have to do that. Doing that got me to thinking about the value of what you think and the value of, in believing what you think. And I think my confidence course is really that much on hit. So, thinking all this shit reminded me of another time. This dude had a physical problem, and he contacted me and he told me he was suicidal at one time, but he had, overcame those thoughts. He had different issues he was working on now. So, I waited for him to get to it, and when he finished explaining, I asked him a couple of questions, and then I decided his confidence was definitely low. So I asked him if I sent the course to him at no cost, would he follow directions? And he said, yeah, of course. And I didn't really want him to feel like I had pity on him, so I told him he had to promote my shit. He agreed, and I sent the course to him. Man, he couldn't have looked at it more than once, because he called me, I think it was 2 days later, and told me how much that course had made him see things in life different. Then he told me about a radio personality he knew that he thought I would be good for me to fucking talk to him. Now this dude, when he got in contact with me, he fucking lacked confidence. But he fucking stepped up and said he would reach out and see if he could make this hook up with me and do it happen. I didn't think he would do it or was going to be, successful in doing it. But this motherfucker called me back and asked me, was I ready, was I available this coming weekend? And shit, I just knew he couldn't be talking about this dude he's talking about. But I'm saying he took that fucking chance because something I said in the first few minutes of the course struck him. Now, I don't know exactly what that was because I didn't ask him. Because what hit him is not going to be what hit you. What hit you is not going to be what hit the next motherfucker. What hits and why what hit is important is because something hit. And if it hit, makes you take a chance. Don't you think it's all well worth it? Don't you want to know what the hell it was I said? Well, I'm sorry, I can't tell you because what he got ain't gonna be what you got. I just told you that. But that's so damn important that you going to get something. I make sure of it when you deal with SWU. So now, we hooked that I caught. He three-wayed me to do. And before we hung up, he told me, and I'm serious, he said, Rosebud, I never thought of the things you say on your course. But I have heard them all before. Because I done bought a lot of self-help shit that didn't help me. Probably because it wasn't about me. But I really feel what you're saying. And I am completely stoked to be on the other end of the phone speaking to you. Now, of course, I thanked him and all that shit. But I'm telling you, me and this radio personality, Beige Phillips, he gone. He passed, I think, I forget. But anyway, this dude with no fucking confidence because of his physical disability did all this. So what I'm saying is, I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to take the time to take him through what I did with him for free and give him my shit and tell him how best to use it. and keep talking to him after he didn't got it and shit. So that's what a philanthropist is. Person that does things just because. Now, what I'm saying is, through his own will, he used that course and gained confidence enough, to finish his road to a beautiful life. Now that's humanitarian work at its best, my friends. I salute me for caring. Now guess what? This is about the truth. I at one time came, I know how hard I come off, how I come off like I don't give a fuck, and at one point, that was my persona. I tried to do that, be that way. And then when I wanted to care, and I started caring, it just was too hard. Shit was going on and it just wasn't working right. But that was because I hadn't fully developed. I was still looking for something from it. See, to be a humanitarian, you got to do the shit on the strength of what it is made you do it, not for what you can get out of doing it. You get from doing it the joy of helping, the joy of putting forth your knowledge to create something new for someone else. Yeah, that's what's up, fellas. Now, I can admit this now, probably because I'm so fucking honest with myself. But finally, I am in love. I can admit it, I'm in fucking love. I was in the mirror and could not resist the fucking motherfucker that was staring back at me. And something just happened. It could only be love. Because I'm a truly fortunate brother. I have 3 distinct sets of diehard friends. When I first hit the scene, I was John Dixon. I went to school, made a little name for myself, but shit, all my brothers had nicknames. I got 6 brothers, and they all had nicknames. Now, I don't know why I was so special that I didn't need a nickname. And to make matters worse, I started to complex because I didn't have one. Then when I graduated to the 9th grade, that black arrow was taken off and black soul was on everyone's tongue. So of course, I thought about it, and since I was a conceited bastard, even way back then, shit, I felt my name should represent our race. Then I took the name Soul Man. Now this was about 63 or 64. I was so into that name, I wouldn't use John Dixon on my school homework assignments. The only heading I would put on my papers was Soul Man. At first they wouldn't grade my goddamn papers. And then the dean called me in his office one day, and I told him that was my slave name, and my name from now on is Soul Man. His name was Mr. Morrison. He was cool too. Coke Morrison. It was 2 Morrisons, Ed Morrison and Coke Morrison. But he told me he talked to the teachers, and I don't know what he said, but I never had to put, a regular heading on any of my assignments after that. Then, around 76, I got sprung on this game and turned out. And that's when I became Rosebud Bitter Dose. Now the reason I'm mentioning this is I have genuine friends from each of those eras, and a special few who are from each of those eras. Shoot, Bill Randolph, Michelle Barksdale Porter, Sandra Glaster, Elaine Claiborne Hicks, Sandra Glaster Whiteman, Ray Jollis, Sammy Willis, Michael Virgil. Man, I'm sure I'm leaving out a hell of motherfuckers. But these motherfuckers are my friends over 60 years. My soul man years was just as important for me as my rosebud years. But I just thank God that I have such an array of friends. Now, on another note, the best things oftentimes come unexpected. So I was sent $40 by a brother who bought several conversation tools, and the 40 was a reward for my dedication to helping. You know what I did? I thanked him and told him I couldn't accept money for that. But what I would do is send him an RAS tool for that amount. You know, saving him $35. I give and I receive is what I'm really saying. Isn't that how it should be? Now I'm going to explain what I mean when I say conversation is either a tool or a weapon. Now, first of all, what you say is supposed to represent you. That alone is important enough, but I see it needs explaining, so I'm going to explain it as a tool, and afterwards I explain it as a weapon. Now I'm going to break it down line by line so you can realize how I think. What really is a turn on for me is to be out and about, you know, not looking for shit, and some bitch recognize the caliber of motherfucker I am. So this broad slid up under me last night and offered to buy me a drink. Of course, I accepted, and I added, as long as there's no strings attached. She said, I could tell from across the bar when I noticed you sit down that you weren't like the regular dudes who come in here. Man, I could see she was on the prowl, and if I wanted her, I could have told her right then, let's get out of here. But I didn't. Now, I want to show you how conversation is used as a tool. Now, I knew all of what I'm saying before I even started talking. I didn't know what she was going to say, but I knew what I know about whatever she said before she started talking. So, what I'm saying is this. I decided to let her bake in her oven that she willingly entered. And when the drinks came, she said, here's to the unknowing in whatever. And when she said whatever, she raised her eyebrow. And she got ready to toast. But I moved my glass. I said, I can't toast to that. That type of toast is from a motherfucker who's just wishing they could have what it looks like she's seeing. I'd really rather toast to here's to being able to recognize shit from sugar, and at the same time being a magnet for those who is keen enough to recognize sugar. She saw that I had busted her salivating, thinking this is what she's about to get into. But that bitch, she raised her glass up and said, here, here. And then she looked at me and said, you're married, aren't you? I smiled at her and realized that she saw she was not going to get to go home with me. So I said, why, of course. What woman could speak with me for 2 minutes and not want to marry me? Don't you want to marry me? All she could do was smile. And she said, that's fucked up. Now, here's this conversation broken down line by line. What really is a turn on for me is to be out, not looking for shit, and some broad recognize the caliber of motherfucker I am. See, now, that thought should be understood, but if it isn't, it simply means I like to be seen for who I think I am. You gotta think shit like that when you're just walking around a club or wherever. So this broad slid up under me last night and offered to buy me a drink. Now, if you slow, you will wonder, what is she up to? But if you know you mean, you already know she's seen you come in and she wants you. Now, of course, I accepted and added, as long as there are no strings attached. Now, right here, I'm letting her know I ain't no sucker and buy me a drink at your own risk. Now, if she do buy me one, she's mine. So she said, I could tell from across the bar when I noticed you sit down that you weren't like the regular dudes that come in here. Now here, she's confirming what I suspected. She likes me and she wants to see if I can catch her. Now I could see that she was on the prowl. And if I wanted, I could have told her right then, come on, let's get out of here. But I didn't tell her that shit. I let her bake in the oven and she willingly got in. Now at this point, I surmised what time it was with her and reversed it on her by letting her stew in the heat she created by fucking with me. Now when the drinks came, she said, here's to the unknowing and whatever. Now when she said that, it was to let me know that she was down for whatever I wanted to do. Now when she said whatever and raised her eyebrow, raising her eyebrow was to let me know she was a freak and she was ready for me. She got ready to toast, but I moved my glass. I said, I can't drink to that. That type of toast is from a motherfucker who's wishing they could have what it look like they sin. I'd much rather toast to here's to being able to recognize shit from sugar, and at the same time being a magnet for those who are sharp enough to recognize sugar. Now this statement was the seal of the fact to her that I knew she was attracted to me and that she wasn't the normal bitch niggas run into. Man, this is so dope. She saw that I had busted her salivating, thinking this about what she's about to get into. But see, what I'm saying, she had to give it up because she said, here, you're married, aren't you? You see, bitches know. They know when they checkmated. And she could tell the way I brought it to her that she wasn't getting to be with me, but it wasn't because I didn't like her. It was because I ain't that easy to get. Shit. I smiled at her and realized that she saw she wasn't getting to go home with me. And when I told her, ain't nobody gonna want to talk to me for longer than 2 minutes without wanting to marry me. See, if you don't, or not if you don't, if you aren't able to break your conversation down like that, if you're not able to break down your thoughts as far as every sentence that's made, you ain't no catch. I know damn well any person who wants to enroll in SW will do it. Then ask questions if necessary. But it's never necessary. My shit is damn near self-explanatory, especially since I got this thinkific site. Average is my enemy. And I gotta say my thoughts are my only worthy opponents. I don't have average thoughts. I don't fuck with average dudes. I only fuck with average women. See, life is sneaky. And it can throw a slick left jab at you. See, I spar with average every week. And I have an all-out brawl with that motherfucker 4 to 5 times a year. Fact is, I beat average ass every time. I could win the battles I have against average because I used to be average. My name was John Average Dixon. Then I got laced with a little game at about 10 years old. I came out of that average shit by the time I was 12. And when I hit my teens, I went buck wild searching for the truth. And I found it at Fuller's. That's where I met some real motherfucking pimps. 3 minutes listening to the shit they was talking, I stripped that fucking average jacket off and left it for the average motherfucker who could wear it. I have not thought about anything average since I graduated high school, where I was an average student. After using that initial abracadabra that I got, I called a bitch and got the pimpin', and damn, I was anything but average. So here I am to motherfucking day. I can't stand average worth a fuck right now and refuse to fuck with average motherfuckers, male or female. That's why I run with 1 or 2 motherfuckers, because the rest of the motherfuckers are too close to being and remaining average for the rest of their motherfucking life. Another point, if God does bless you young motherfuckers to get into your 60s and older, just remember your pimp friend Rosebud told you this. Look back and try to remember when you was 14 or 15, and when you do, remember the people you were running with, male and female, and once you do that, see if those aren't the most important people in the world to you. Even your enemies, the bully, the girl that got away, all of them motherfuckers are important to you. They're important to your very being because they are who help you become you. Each and every one of them motherfuckers had a little hand in forming who you ultimately became. I would not be John Dixon if it were not for my motherfucking lifelong friends. So I say again, I'm a blessed man to have so many of my lifelong friends still walking the earth, sane and in good health. We all know who to thank for our good fortune, so we can say it together. Thank you, Jesus, for letting us see these days and the ones we will see. I'm just saying. You know, I really don't know why you guys, I know I'll be talking shit and you probably just be wanting to listen, but I don't get it, man. I would have so many questions to ask about this stuff, but you guys just don't have no questions. I don't get that. Alright, you guys, I'm gone now. Hey, look, get at me. sidewalku.thinkific.com. I'm telling you, I got it there for you. I'm out.